Money. It affects our everyday life. But how do we make more of it? Manage it. And make sure we make the most of our money. Welcome to Money Mindful, a podcast to teach and support you as you learn to manage your money.
Hello, and welcome to the Money Mindful podcast. I am your host, Megan Jean Smith. I'm a money mindset and life coach for women. And today we are the fourth episode on a series of episodes I'm doing about the Abundant Mindset Toolkit that I have released. If you haven't already got your hands on the toolkit, you can get it by going to the Money Mindful website. That's moneymindful.com.au/abundant mindset. This toolkit has the top 10 most practical and powerful exercises I know and use in my own life to create more abundance. Effectively, I use them to shift out of scarcity mindset. So when I find myself in scarcity mindset, I will access one of these tools and use it to shift myself out of it. Because once you're out of scarcity mindset, you're in abundant mindset, right? If you're not in scarcity, you're in sufficiency, you're in abundance, because scarcity is the opposite of sufficiency. And the purpose of these exercises, we're not trying to turn off scarcity. It's not about never having scarcity thoughts or never feeling like you don't have enough or you're not enough. I want to make that really clear that these thoughts are going to come up in your life, and it's okay. It's not a problem. The only problem occurs when we're not aware of it and we don't know that we're living through the filter of a scarcity mindset in any given situation. So you could have scarcity mindset around a particular issue in your life, or you could just be in scarcity mindset overall and you're not aware of it. The very first thing you do when you want to get out of scarcity mindset is just create awareness of it, and then you can turn the dial down. You can use these exercises to turn the dial down, but simply just being aware, I'm in scarcity mindset, already turns the volume on scarcity down, because it immediately empowers you to do something about it and to shift out of it and to turn up the volume on abundance. So over the last few weeks, just to recap, I have covered what scarcity mindset is. So if this is the first episode you've listened to about the Abundant Mindset Toolkit, go back a few episodes to listen to the Abundant Mindset Toolkit episode, What is Scarcity? Because in that, I cover what scarcity mindset is, how do you know if you're in scarcity mindset, and then I start to talk about how you can actually shift yourself out of it. And I also talk a little bit about how you can get the most out of the toolkit, which accompanies these episodes that I've been doing. All right, so today I want to talk with you about exercise 3, which is attitude for gratitude. Now, I don't want to make any assumptions, but I'm going to make an assumption that you've probably heard about gratitude before and having a gratitude practice. But if you've never done it, I want to give you some ideas about what that might look like and how you can do that, and why. What is the actual point of having a gratitude practice? Now, last week I said to you that being in abundance is the energy of love and gratitude. So the quickest way to access being in an abundant and sufficient mindset is to be in the energy of gratitude. Now, what is gratitude? Gratitude is when we acknowledge what we already have. Gratitude is when we give thanks for what we have in our life. And it can be physical things, it can be mental things like the way that we think. But the quickest way I know to access being in abundance is to practice gratitude. Now, gratitude is something that I access frequently, but I'm not going to lie to you that, I'm just in gratitude 24/7. I'm totally not. I go through periods of time of being in scarcity mindset just like you. It's not a problem unless we make it one, okay? It's just identify that you're in scarcity mindset and shift yourself out of it. So the way that I think is best to do this if you've never done a gratitude practice before is do it daily to get into a habit of it and also create that feeling of gratitude. Because if you've never done a gratitude practice, maybe at first you're not fully connected to it when you start. And so that's why I'm saying do it daily. Now, in an ideal world, I would do it daily too, but I don't. Okay, I'm not a machine. I don't have a daily gratitude practice. I have a gratitude journal that I keep by my bedside table, but I don't do it every day. Maybe I should. I'm not going to judge I'm not going to be the judge of that. Like only you can judge yourself for how often you do it. I go through periods of time where I feel like I need to really juice it up, and I do a daily gratitude practice. And then sometimes I do other practices. I do some form of thought work every day. Sometimes it's in the form of doing a gratitude practice. Other times it's self-coaching and other exercises that I teach my clients how to do, which I'm not going to cover today. But if you're doing this for the first time, like I said, do it on the daily. Do it for, a week. Do it for 2 weeks. Do it for 4 weeks. Get yourself really in that energy of gratitude. Now, how you can do this is you can think about things that you're grateful for, but I think it's way more powerful to write it down. I've heard that there's studies involved with creating things when you actually write. Like there's something about the brain-hand connection. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a scientist. I didn't do the study, but all I can tell you is that I know in my personal experience, I find it way more powerful when I write stuff down as opposed to typing it or just thinking it. There's something about that, what's it called? Kinesthetic, like that kinetic way of doing it, like with the hand-eye coordination, writing, the pen connecting to the page. Anyway, I won't keep going on about that. But here are some prompts for you to help you with a gratitude practice. Now, it can be simply writing 3 things down, like I am grateful for XYZ. I am grateful for XYZ. Like you can just write 3 things down that you're grateful for. And when I did first start doing this, I did find it hard to come up with a lot of things. And the main things that I noticed that I wrote were people and relationships that I had. Like I've got a gratitude journal that I went back to looking at from years ago, and it was all about my dog and my partner. Like all the time, every day, I was like, I'm so grateful for my dog. I just love my dog so much. She brings me so much joy. And also my partner, I was just like, I'm so grateful for my partner, Louis. And I would write something about him that I really loved. And that was what I found easy to connect to. But now that I've been doing this for many years, I can find gratitude in so many different areas. Like I can just look in front of me right now and boom, it's like I'm so grateful for my computer that is right in front of me. I'm so grateful that there is such a thing as technology that allows me to communicate on my iPhone with people overseas. Like it's amazing. I'm so grateful that I have a plant. I have this beautiful plant. I can't remember the specific name for it, but it's one of those money plants with the big round leaves. It's so gorgeous and it sits on my desk. I love looking at that. It is so beautiful. I'm so grateful that I've had the time and energy and mental capacity to be able to create this toolkit for you. Like, how cool is that? Like, I can just produce stuff and put it out in the world and give it to people for free. I'm so grateful for that, and that that's the technology that is available to me, that I can just make that accessible to you easily. Like, you can just go to the internet and download it. Like, isn't that amazing? Right? Like, I'm able to see things all over the place that I'm grateful for because I've practiced this. Like, there will be hundreds of things that you could write that you could feel gratitude for, but if you haven't done this practice before, or it's the first time you've done it, it's okay if lots of things don't come to your mind straight away because you've never done it before. Like, so what? Like, there's a first time to try everything, right? But I want to give you some prompts that you can use that can help you access different things that you're grateful for. So maybe it's, I'm so glad I have X in my life, like whatever it is in your life, a person, an object, a thing. Like, you could also start with, these are all sentence starters, right? I appreciate, and then you can just write in what you appreciate. I appreciate having running water in my house that is safe to drink. Because there's some places in the world that don't have running water in their homes that's safe to drink, right? I have that. I am bloody grateful for that, I've got to say. I appreciate that so much. Another sentence starter that you could use is, I simply love and adore. Right? I simply love and adore my children. They are like the best two little humans that exist on this planet. And yeah, I don't find it hard to be grateful for them. Although sometimes when it's late at night and I really want to get to sleep and they've got shenanigans going on, maybe I find it a bit harder to access those thoughts. Okay, another couple of prompts that you could use is, I love the way, right? What's something that you love the way? Like, I love the way that I can hear the birds in this podcast. I think I've told you before, there's a tree outside my window, not a tree, a bush. It's a native Australian, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like in the Banksia family, and it's just outside my window, and parrots and honeyeaters and another couple of types of birds that I don't know the name of, they come out and they eat the nectar in the tree outside my window, and you can often hear them. Like, when I listen to the podcast back when I'm editing it, I can hear the birds. I love that. I love the way that you can hear that, and I never edit it out. I want you to hear that too. Okay, what else? Another one is, I am filled with thanks for. What are you filled with thanks for? I'm filled with thanks that my partner likes to cook. Thank goodness, because I'm not really that into cooking. It's not my zone of genius. I don't do it very often. He does all the cooking, and I am filled with thanks for that, right? Amazing. Two more I've got for you. I'm so blessed that. Now, this might resonate with you or not resonate with you. The word blessed for me, I don't tend to use it that often. But this one might work. This one might resonate for you. I'm so blessed that what? What are you so blessed by? I'm so blessed that I have amazing neighbors next door. These neighbors who live next door to us. Do you know what? She is a quilter and she runs quilting workshops. And I kid you not, my neighbor, we've only lived in this property for just over a year. She made my children these beautiful hand quilted Christmas stockings with their names embroidered on it and everything. Can you believe that? I feel blessed. Yeah, I definitely feel blessed that I have that neighbor. Okay, and the last one I've got for you, the prompt is thank you for. Thank you for. Who are you thankful to? All right, I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful that I have this connection with you, that you listen to me every week and I get to talk to you. I mean, if that's not something to be thankful for, I don't know what is. Like, thank you. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for letting me into your ears. Right? Like, there's so, like, the depth and breadth of what you can be grateful for is never ending. And I am telling you, if you have not experienced the awesomeness that is a gratitude practice, dive into this. Like, really, truly dive into this. And I'll give you an example from my own life. Last year, I was going through a bit of a phase where I had made around 18,000, and a half, right? $18,500 in my business. I can't remember the exact figure. Maybe it was like 18,700, something like that. And I had made that amount in my business, and I remember talking to some colleagues of mine, and I was saying, yeah, but I've only made 18,700 in my business this year so far. This was last year. And I felt so down about it. Like, when I said it like that, it just felt so, scarcity. like I was in scarcity mindset, right? But when I realized that, like, on reflection from this conversation I had with them, I was like, hey, hang on a minute. What? I'm so grateful that I've made that money. That is amazing. I love that money. Like, I made that money with my mind. I created that money in my own home, working from home, like generating value for people and people paying me to work with me. And as soon as I switched that, I was doing that as well as I was doing exercise 1, where I was working on I have more than enough money for today, and I was doing a lot of work around money mindset, and I doubled my revenue very quickly after that. I doubled my revenue. So it's not just that I was thinking about being grateful for things. It's when you switch your mindset to a mindset of what you have as opposed to what you don't have. You are focused on what you have right now and what you've been able to create, and that is the energy to create more from. But when you're focused on what you don't have, it's kind of like you're shoving uphill backwards. Like, it's so much harder. It just is so much harder. And it's not that you can't create from that space, but it's bloody hard work, right? And when you're in that energy of sufficiency and in that energy of enough, that's when opportunities open up to you. That's when you see things in front of you that you can engage in. That's when you get on social media and make an offer and you're like, hey, come and work with me one-on-one, because you're in that energy of I'm enough. What I have is enough. And then you attract that to you. Okay, so that's like, I want to make that connection for you, because you do take action, right? There are things that you do, but there's a big difference. You can take the same action and get a different result, because you can take an action from being in scarcity mindset, right? Thinking that you don't have enough, like overworking yourself, like putting all these messages out on social media to get your next client or to get, sell that product that you're trying to sell. But when you're doing it from this place of you're not enough or that you don't have enough, that's the energy that comes across, right? But when you do the same action, you might even be saying the same words, but you have this energy of enoughness about you, then people are attracted to that, right? That's the difference. And it's a beautiful thing, and it makes creating what you want so much easier. Okay, attitude for gratitude. It is exercise number 3 in the Abundant Mindset Toolkit. That Abundant Mindset Toolkit is available to you by going to moneymindful.com.au/abundant mindset, and you can download the toolkit there. There is 10 exercises and concepts in this toolkit. Okay, I'm only covering 4 on the podcast. So go and get a copy of it, because then you can have access to all 10. And if what I am teaching you on this podcast is resonating with you and you want to take this work to the next level, you want to make your good life that you have now great, I'm inviting you to come and book a consultation call and talk to me about what you want to create in your life, and I will help you map out that path in the consultation call. We talk about where you are now, we talk about where you want to be, and then I help you bridge that gap. And then if you are a good fit for my program, which is a 6-month in-depth one-on-one program, when you work with me, you get access to every single tool I have, like way above and beyond what I teach you on the podcast. What I teach you on the podcast is amazing and so valuable, and you can get shifts with that. But when you work one-on-one with a coach, we go to a whole new level, because I'm able to help you one-on-one. We work together weekly. So it's like taking what you learn on the podcast and putting it on steroids. So I would like to invite you to sign up for a consult call with me. You can do that by going to my website. There's a Work With Me tab. Okay, that is all I have for you today. Just quickly before I let you go, have you been to the Mind Over Money Summit? This is the last week. I think it finishes this Friday. Beg my pardon. It finishes this Sunday, the 18th. I've been talking about it over the last few episodes. I've also sent a couple of emails out to you about it on my list. It is a virtual summit. You only have this week to get involved. So go and sign up for that. I will put a link in the show notes. Until I speak to you again, that I've given you like 3 different amazing resources that you can access today. That's the toolkit if you want to do this work on your own. You can work with me one-on-one, or you can find out a whole lot about money mindset and work with a whole bunch of different coaches at this virtual event. So check out the show notes. Until I see you next week, have an amazing week. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Money Mindful podcast. For more info, visit moneymindful.com.au. For future episodes, be sure to subscribe. And remember, the information in this podcast is of a general nature only and does not take into account your personal circumstances or goals. Please seek professional advice for your own financial needs. Remember to have fun along the way.